On this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic, we break down everything that went down in Charlottesville. Plus, we ask the question, are the Kardashians the real cause of racism? All that and more on this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic.
First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of shit.
Sometimes my mama said, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay. Go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. What? So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic. This episode of Three Black Guys with a Mic is being brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's has changed the value game all over again. Today, grab yourself a 4 for $4. A juicy junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT, large fry, 4-piece nugget, and a drink. You can always get it fresh, never frozen, at a participating Wendy's. Offer not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. Now let's start the show. I got 2 issues with you. I don't typically have issues with you. I usually have my issues with Maynard. But I just want to see if you want to walk back a couple of statements.
What you mean? What?
Let's first ask if you want to walk back your Bruno Mars's whack comment.
Yo, man, let me tell you something, dude. What you're not going to do is, because my man want to throw a little bit of money, you know what I'm saying? First of all, you raping and robbing my people on them ticket prices already at Auburn Hills.
That's where the $1 million came from. That's where the $1 million
you know
came
what I'm saying?
from.
All he doing is recycling the money. He ain't giving up none of his own money. Bruno Mars is still whack. But you know what? I get it. He knows he's whack, so he's trying to buy some of the whack juice remover to get off his clothes, bro.
Whack juice remover, that's what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yes. But
all right,
again,
let me go to my second one.
What?
And see if you want to walk back this statement.
No.
Snowfall is not better than Power.
Stop.
I've caught up. I watched every episode, and I'm caught up on Snowfall. I like it. It's a cute show. It ain't Power.
I'm gonna tell you what you're looking at. See, the problem is that you're accustomed to the violence, the sex, the drugs. You know, you got to look at the writing that's in Snowfall. You got to look at the setup, the build up, and where the actual show is going. Now, I can't front. I think we're on episode like 5 or 6. It's a little slow, but if you're into the writing and the buildup of a show and the look of it, the artistry, the wardrobe, the mannerisms, and shout out to Dub C.
You didn't said enough.
What you mean?
You didn't say you
know what?
Yes.
You know what? You don't want me to breathe, right? You know what I'm saying?
You didn't talked about that for 35 daggone seconds. You gonna support and he gonna hate. Y'all don't agree. If y'all going to debate, then debate. I want you to say something about his mother. I want you to come out punching.
How's that debating? Talk about his mom. We love Spud's mom. What are you talking about?
We love my mama.
Debate?
I want more fire. We need more fire.
Hell.
Fire and fury. That's what Donald Trump said.
Again, I'm going to say it again, is that I think Snowfall is a better produced, looks better, feels better, the writing is better, the wardrobe is better, the acting is better. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Listen.
Amari Hardwick,
the acting is better. The acting is better.
Amari Hardwick don't get no props for them dope suits that he's rocking. You said the wardrobe was better. I mean, how's it going?
No,
there's nothing better about Snowfall than Power. There's nothing better about Snowfall at all. There's nothing better. Yeah, I'm finished.
Okay. What I'm saying is it's a period piece. It's a period in the late 70s, early 80s. From the smallness of the clothes that people are wearing, from the hairstyles to the way the rollers were in some of the brothers' hair, that's how they get down on the West Coast. I mean, the wardrobe is better to me. Casting is better. You didn't even know, and I didn't know this either, that the kid that's the lead character is a London kid, right? Did you know that?
And?
I'm just saying his whole acting thing of where he's at, just like Idris Elba, you know what I'm saying? Who is a London man. about how he can
more jobs. Now, didn't Donald Trump say "Make America Great Again"? We can't even give jobs to Americans. He can't even give it to a black actor out here. Come on,
stop.
John Singleton. He can't even give no. You didn't even get no brothers in the hood.
Listen, man, it's about auditions, bro. So you want to have somebody that's going
it's about
that is half-ass. Yeah.
It's about
audition,
now.
bro.
Let's get to the show. Maynard, let's start with you. You live in Virginia, so let's kick it off with the VA. The president came out, took him 2 days to come out and talk and condemn racist groups for the events that happened in Charlottesville. First of all, rest in peace to Heather Heyer and all the rest, the other 2 people who passed away in the protest and the riot, or I'm gonna say protest that happened over the weekend. Maynard, let's just start with, you're from VA. What are your thoughts on the president and what happened in Charlottesville?
Well, let me start and clarify. I'm not from Virginia. I live in Virginia, and I live about 2 hours away, or maybe a little bit more than that, from Charlottesville. But I've been to Charlottesville, and it's the home of University of Virginia and Thomas Jefferson's, famous Monticello. And UVA is in the state and in the South is this bastion, or this beautiful place where liberalism exists, where gay people and black people and white people and straight people and Democrats and so hopefully Republicans, everybody's supposed to coexist there peacefully. And I say that because largely what we saw was so many people who came from other places to march or protest in Charlottesville. Those weren't necessarily Charlottesville natives. It's a very liberal town. If you can imagine Ann Arbor, Michigan, for those people who live in that area, or Chapel Hill in North Carolina, it's kind of an elitist, if you will, kind of community. So
you should see Lamont's face. He's like, "You going long, man? You going long, man?" That's
he went on to discuss wardrobes and stuff. Everybody trying to.
Yo, my dude, you gave me 35 seconds, right?
And then you took some more. I feel like Maxine Waters. I'm reclaiming my time, sir. Taking my time back, sir.
But you done more than 35 seconds.
I'm reclaiming my time, sir. So let me wrap up for Lamont. So Donald Trump and this whole thing. First of all, the tiki torches, this administration led by Donald Trump has been tone deaf on race relations, whether it was from the idea that we can treat criminals or suspects differently, like, hey, you don't have to be so nice to them, in a time where black men are being shot dead in the street while they're unarmed. Or it was the choke slam that he engineered just after, and put on when he choke slammed CNN, figuratively, just after a reporter was choke slammed by a Republican House representative, to the tiki torches, to the Ku Klux Klans that showed up. This is terrorism. We fought a war against Nazis under the greatest generation that he wants to go back to. How can you not disavow Nazis? If I said to somebody, Lamont, that you are such and such, if that was false, you would respond to that right away. But so if I said to somebody like, yo, I heard you were gay, if that took that person 2 days to respond, they might be gay.
Well, it doesn't mean that Usher is, guilty. He ain't came out and responded yet to the allegations. It doesn't necessarily mean that,
Usher had a response. Usher issued a response. It was late, and I'm still feeling like that response is a little suspect. But like, if somebody says something about you, or somebody attaches something that's mean, nasty, and vile to your name, you, particularly as the president of the United States, need to come out against that immediately. I see Lamont over here shaking his head. Lamont, so tell me about the Tiki Torch Revolution that you're a part of.
Well, I think we got to shout out like Spud did earlier, man. Unfortunately, 2 officers passed, and a young lady passed, with a host of other people who were injured. I mean, this thing is wrong on so many different levels. I mean, I think the obvious and what everybody's, touched on and what you just touched on, but I always have some other questions. Like, here's my other question is, okay, what was the purpose of the protest? The protest was about a statue of Robert E. Lee that was already getting ready to come down. Am I right?
Right.
Okay, right. So whether we protested or not, the damn statue was getting ready to come down, right? Number two, if the statue was already going to come down and a lot of people were not from Charlottesville were there, I don't understand why the other side, or what do they call them? The other protesters?
The neo-Nazis?
No. The people who were against it. No. The people that were against them. What are they?
The counter protesters.
The resistors.
The counter protesters. To me, they had no business being there. I feel like those counter protesters gave those neo-Nazis more power than they could or would have should have had, okay, during that particular time. Then number two, this is what really pissed me off. I don't know if you saw a lot of those neo-Nazis.
Hold on, I think
right?
you're actually on number 3, though, Lamar.
If they want to sit up there and protest about a statue that's coming down anyway, let them protest. Again, this is me. There are a lot of people just, I thought they had no business being there, period. Even the young lady that lost her life, I get it. I understand this whole, we shall overcome. We're gonna let them know how we feel. I hate to tell you this, but you're not going to change the hearts and minds of those neo-Nazi guys, period. No matter how much screaming and hollering you're going to do, they have the right to have their thought. And we all know that is wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to sit up there and put myself, me and mine in harm's way? That makes no sense. Now, if they come where I'm at, that's a different conversation. But for me to go to that kind of environment and again, put me and mine in harm's way, that makes no sense to me. I'm confused. I'm so confused. So Maynard or Spud, you all explain that to me because I don't get it.
We can't stand silently and let these aggressions go. We have got to stand up and say, this will not abide. We will not stand here and allow this to continue to go down this way. If we don't make a stance, if we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. That's an old saying, but it's very true. We are not standing with Colin Kaepernick the way we should. We're not standing behind this person, or we're not doing this. We didn't stand up for Barack the way we should have done this. And this is emboldening these people to be this way. And that's why right now there's a man in the White House who's not sympathetic to any of our needs. There are senators and congressional members in the House that are not responding to us. And the Supreme Court is now extremely conservative Supreme Court. And we got Attorney General Jeff Sessions, who wants to, look at affirmative action of all things that's wrong with America right now, of all the things that we need to solve. They're trying to find out how some white people may have been discriminated against in getting into colleges.
Listen. It's a statue that had the municipality said the damn statue is coming down, right? Am I right? Is that not what it was, Maynard?
Yeah.
Okay. So you telling me that we're going to take a stand on a statue that's already coming down, but people have lost their lives. People are injured. People were, in my opinion, putting their loved ones in harm's way with people who have assault rifles. Them dudes is ready to come for war. Maynard, are you telling me that you're going to go out based on these principles that you're talking about and put your family in harm's way because we got to resist? You going to do that, Maynard?
I'm not putting my family in harm's way. And I know some people, but what I'm saying is we have to stand for something, Lamont. We can't let the Ku Klux Klans gain momentum at this point. We can't let that happen. We can't let neo-Nazis. We got to speak to this. These people were shouting blood and soil, which is an old Nazi term. If anybody should be shouting blood and soil on this continent, in this America, in this state of Virginia, it should be black and brown and Indian people. It was us who were out in the soil. It was us who laid our blood down when we were picking cotton and tobacco and tending to the field. It was us who put our blood into the soil, and we are the ones who should be the people who get a chance to say respect and respect and honor us. And the Robert Lee.
But Maynard, I think that what Lamont is saying is that the protest has nothing to do with us.
Is it?
Right, it has nothing to do with anybody.
Is white folks' business. We need to stop trying to stay in these white folks' business. Because you know who's getting their ass kicked out there the most? it wasn't me or Maynard or people that look like us. Then what? Did you see the way that white woman took that right cross? Did y'all see that?
That wasn't nice. That wasn't nice.
It wasn't nice. But here's the deal.
You just hit me with the right cross right there.
Listen, when she took it, she came right back with something else. But what I'm saying is, and if you look at the majority of the footage, dude, this ain't our business, bro. We need to be worried about what's going on in the inner cities of Chicago, because I guarantee you all of them big and bad neo-Nazis, they ain't going to the south side. They ain't going on 7 Mile and Conant. They ain't going over there to Newport News with that foolishness. Are they?
Shout out to Bad News, Newport News.
Come on, dog.
Hey, chill out with Newport News. I got family there.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Newport News.
We showing
this
love.
Is the thing, though. We got to recognize and we got to call out. We got to call out racism. We got to call out inequality. We got to call that out where it is. And the idea that anyone thinks that they can use the tools of intimidation, the tools of ignorance and bigotry to try to back us down off of what we know to be right. What we know to be right is that the Confederacy, which Robert E. Lee was a general of, in the state of Virginia, which had been the home of the Confederacy, the capital of the Confederacy, we had that country that was the Confederacy was an enemy nation to this country that is the United States, and they lost. And anyone who celebrates an enemy nation to the United States, there are treasonous, and death is the penalty.
So the other day was the first time I was able to see Birth of a Nation, the Nate Parker movie, right?
Dang, you didn't support my man. No wonder he came up behind Tyler Perry. No wonder he gave big Tyler Perry.
Listen, man, I was busy,
12.
But I got to it. But listen, man. You know, and I want to talk about that a little bit later about the different dynamics in that
20
in that movie. That's how disrespectful you are. But at the end of the day, man, we got to stay out of white folk business, man. They ain't got nothing to do with us. Period. About a Robert E. Lee statue, we got too many other problems that we need to be worried about than worrying about a statue. And for any man, and I get the whole protest, and we gonna take a stand. But anytime I'm somewhere and they got assault rifles and the police ain't messing with them, we got to go. My wife, my kids, we got to go. And any man, in my opinion, that allows his woman, even on the we shall overcome, we can't put our people in harm's way like that.
So is this the rise of the white man? The white man is coming back?
What are you talking about?
I mean, you know what? Yes, because Lamont.
You know, David Duke went against Donald Trump and saying, you know, he said, so after decades of white Americans being targeted for discriminating and anti-white hatred, we come together as people and you attack us. I would recommend you take a look in the mirror and remember it was white Americans who put you in the presidency, not the radical leftists. Earlier on Saturday, David Duke called the rally a turning point. This is the part where I'm asking, is this the rise of the white man? He said it's a turning point, saying that the protesters would fulfill promises of the Trump candidacy. This represents a turning point for people of this country. We are determined to take our country back. We are going to fulfill the promises of Donald J. Trump. That's what we believe in. That's why we voted for Donald Trump. Hail Trump. Hail Trump. Hail Trump.
Subtext
Hail Trump.
Go back to Africa.
All praise due to the white man. All praise due to the white man. The white man is on the rise. I said this in the beginning of our podcast. The reason that Donald Trump, this presidency, allows for KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, the alt-right, it gives them the freedom to be able to do things like this, like protesting, and going out there. And now, I agree with Lamont. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Now, if the Black Lives Matter movement is out there because they're going to take down the Martin Luther King statue in D.C. and they have a problem with that, you know what? They need to be out there. And nobody needs to be bothering Black Lives Matter. It's our protest. It's whatever. If people have a problem with Donald Trump and the way that he does things and they want to protest that man. If the white people and the alt-right and the white supremacy got a problem with the Robert E. Lee or the Confederacy flag coming down, let them protest. Right. That ain't got nothing to do with us.
That ain't my
as long as you ain't bothering us, as long as you ain't stealing my tiki torches, as long as you not, pulling those shotguns on me. As long as you're not doing none of that, you stay over on your side of the fence. I'm gonna stay on my side of the fence. Life is great.
Hold on. So now when Spud says the same thing,
I give up. Y'all both right. I'm wrong. I just give up because if y'all gonna just let this stand, where do you draw the line?
Let what stand?
If you don't
let what stand? What?
Never mind.
Tell me.
Mind.
No. What was the issue? Just think about this, Maynard. If those, what do you call them, counter protesters were not there, we wouldn't even be talking about this, bro. Those 3 people still would probably have their lives, man. That brother that I guess he had his leg broken, the other brother, Dwayne, that got beat up and all that. If he wasn't there, hey, my man. So now we're gonna go run to every what's the word I'm looking for? Every protest that the neo-Nazis want to have, and be like, no. Is that what we doing, bro?
If I'm riding with you, we ain't gonna never get there, I guess, huh?
What? Ain't gonna do with us. We got problems in our community that we gotta fix, bro. Am I not wrong? I mean, because 2 weeks ago, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 episodes ago, we talked about illiteracy in our community, right? We talk about the oversaturation of drugs in our community. I mean, we talked about so many other things that we got to fix, but we're gonna run our asses down to Charlottesville, VA. Now again, if we got the call to be on the way, then let's roll. Ain't nobody down there called us. What the hell are we going down there for?
I mean, I don't remember seeing where there was us like that. I mean, it wasn't really us. That doesn't mean that we. But that doesn't mean. Hold on. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't have opinions on this and that we shouldn't be sharing and educating our communities about this. Because Yeah, go ahead, Lamont. Lamont, tell me what you want me to believe, and I'll say yes to it. Okay.
That's it. Them neo-Nazis don't give a damn about your opinion. Your opinion don't mean nothing.
I'm not trying to change their mind. I'm not trying to change their mind. I'm trying to say, look, tomorrow and the next day and the next day after that this state where I live, where I'm raising my daughter, where the state at the University of Virginia, which is a state school, that the education department of the state of Virginia puts value on truth, that the Confederacy lost, that they were an enemy and traitor nation, and that my daughter learns the truth, and that we're not going to allow falsehoods to stand.
The statue was coming down.
I get that, but the same way that individuals in, say, for instance, the state of Texas had history books rewritten, which then turned around. They had history books rewritten, like Houghton Mifflin makes educational books, right? The state of Texas orders a lot of books. As a result, what the people in the state of Texas want the history book to reflect, it affects other places who can't get custom orders. And we can't allow people to rewrite history.
So do you want the statue up or you want it down? What you want? Tell me what you want. I'm sorry. You MFers, y'all confusing me. Tell me what you want.
Let's go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Irv Gotti. More racism. We'll be right back right after this. We're talking 3 black guys with a mic. Attention all my cigar lovers. Guess what? Exquisite Reserve has brand new cigars ready for you to taste today. They got new arrivals of cigars right now as we speak. Make sure you go to exquisitereserve.com right now and pick up yourself a box of brand new cigars. Try out the Triumph Sampler, the Genesis Sampler, the Churchill, or the Signature One. And my favorite is the Vintage 1991 Quad. Grab myself a box already. Did you? Go to exquisitereserve.com right now and get yourself a box of the new arrivals from Exquisite Reserve. Exquisite Reserve. More than a word. It's a lifestyle. Let's go into Omarosa and the National Association of Black Journalists. World is in an uproar because NABJ decided that they was going to have Omarosa come and host a panel, and her and Ed Gordon got into it. And Maynard, because you are a political junkie, let me get into you first. Is this a bad look for the NABJ to have invited Omarosa to the convention and to speak? And should people have gotten their panties all in a bunch because she was there?
Well, the NABJ should have. I think the NABJ should have been smarter. Miss Glover should have been much smarter about this. We know a couple of things from as they say, the fish rots from the head. So Donald Trump down to Omarosa, we know that they have a habit of deflecting, not answering questions, and not dealing with issues. The National Association of Black Journalists is supposed to be there. Any journalists are there to deal with issues. We understand that Omarosa is a drama queen. She's a sensationalist, and she's not going to deal with the issues. How could she even believe for a minute that she could show up at NABJ as a member of the Trump administration and not answer questions about Donald Trump? And I think we already knew that was going to be the case. So no, the NABJ made a mistake. I don't say that they're terribly wrong. They made a mistake by inviting her.
What was the mistake, though?
Inviting her and expecting her to participate in a discussion where that was going to be fruitful, where you could even question Don Trump or anything. If you can't, she's combative and she's not going to allow that to happen, and she's going to do just like Lamont does and try to bully people into the conversation that she wants to have.
Spuds, Jesus is not going to bless you for that kind of talk. You hear me? You're not going to be blessed. Here's my thing. I think what the NABJ did is they said, you know what, we're going to TMZ this thing out. You know what? We're going to get some clicks. What do we talk about all the time? It's about clicks and views. There are a lot of people on this planet that had no idea what the NABJ is. But now they brought the Queen Clown down and the homie from the D-Town put her in check. Because did y'all see the video? You saw when Omarosa stood up?
Yeah.
When she stood up,
and
I
good
thought
for
she was getting ready.
Omarosa. She should have stood up.
Omarosa's whack. Now, on the quiet, she's not a bad-looking black lady now. Let's be clear now.
I said that way back, and y'all were like, nah, she's whack.
No. She not hot. Let's not get crazy. But I was looking at her. She's an attractive lady. She's put together very well, and the brothers, we like that backside. So she kind of got that popping too. So, but at the end of the day, NABJ is about TMZ right now. They got some clicks, bro. I
hear you. NABJ is trying. Yeah, maybe they are trying to appeal to a younger demo, or maybe they're trying to get a little upset. It's bad because I think their core constituency, no matter what they may think they may try to be doing, their core constituency is always going to be older, seasoned professional journalists. And gimmicks don't work with these individuals. And you're going to lose. Gimmicks don't work. And when they do lose, and when they do turn people off, trust me, Miss Glover needs to correct the ship here. If she doesn't, she will find herself being challenged for the head of the organization.
Why can't the NABJ just have said, you know what? Let's get Omarosa. Why can't it just be just an innocent thing? Why does it have to be clicks and views and a mistake? Why was that a mistake? Omarosa is a black woman. It's the National Association of Black Journalists. She is a power figure. She's in the White House. Maybe this was an opportunity to say, hey, here's a relationship that we can build in the White House.
Maynard has taught us it's about clicks and views. Am I right, Maynard?
I didn't teach that.
No, I think that was your lesson, Lamont.
Okay, cool. I was trying to do that on Maynard, but okay, I'll take that. I'm gonna take that. I'll take that. Take that. Take that.
Sarah Glover, I support you. I just think that Omarosa is not the right person to bring in because she doesn't have anything constructive to add.
But you know what though? As I did look at the video several times, I kind of was a little disappointed in Ed. You know what I'm saying? Because I still felt like Ed kind of almost lost a little bit of control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was a little disrespectful.
Yeah, so I almost felt like Ed because you are you supposed to you supposed to Michelle Obama the situation. Let her go low and you go high. And he kind of went in the middle. And he didn't get really retarded with it, but he kind of, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of a little disappointed in Ed, but he still did his thing. So, I mean, he still gets a W, but it wasn't like a W in bold. It was like just underlined,
Let me go back, and this is going to piss Lamont off a little bit. But let me go back. I had to go look 3 or 4 times at the Joe Button Migos scenario, right?
Oh, you so disrespectful.
I had to go back and look at, and then as I listened to what Joe was saying, like, yo, these cats came in our house, this our show, and Lamont, you say this to guests all the time.
Okay.
This is our show. What you're not about to do is
you're not going to do
our show. You're not going to do that.
You're not going to do
Ed
that.
said, hey, this is National Association of Black Journalists. Omarosa, you a guest?
Yes.
You're not a journalist.
Yes.
It's questionable about your blackness at this point. But Omarosa was there, and she wanted to.
Whoa. The who? What do you call it?
Omarosa? I'm sorry.
Oh, we gotta be respectful, man.
Of what?
If you want me to,
she doesn't respect me as a black man. She don't respect you.
If you want me to love,
she don't respect you.
Right. If you want me to like Van Jones,
she married a black man, didn't she?
Right. What did Van Jones do? What did your boy Van Jones do, man?
Oh, you know,
that's my man. I'm trying to get Van Jones on the show.
That's on me.
Man,
you know, I'm not a Van Jones fan.
Okay. All right. Okay. As long as we clear it.
Y'all better leave Van Jones alone, man.
I mean,
so what Joe Button said is, you're not going to come up in our house and disrespect us. I'm not going to sit around and take this foolishness from you. Now, what Joe did can be seen as disrespect. He dropped the mic. He walked off the stage.
Right.
Ed Gordon basically had the same position as Joe Button. And I think that Joe was right. He may have handled it a little bit wrong as far as how he actually reacted, but his position is, this our house. Omarosa, you a guest in our house. Now, one thing that my mama told me is, you might get beat up down the street, but you ain't going to be no punk in your own house. Now, you're going to fight in this house. Somebody come to your house and act up, you going to fight. Ain't going to be no cowering. Ain't going to be no backing down in your house.
But man,
Lamont, you back down in your house?
No, but you agree with me. What are you talking about?
You better say, yeah, you back down in your house.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Shoot, I forgot. Yeah, I back down. Hey. I do back down.
Wait. Yo, it ain't live, Lamont. We can edit it out. Go ahead and say what you want to say.
No, you ain't gonna catch
but
me
leave it
like
in.
this.
But leave it in.
You ain't about to catch me, Playboy. No, sir.
Let's talk about Irv Gotti.
Oh, my God.
Good old Irv Gotti. Good old Murder Inc. According to Irv Gotti, the reason racists are mad is because black men are taking all their women.
We got them all?
We don't got them all. But he said,
there's 3 or 4
this
left.
is what they hate, right? This is what they hate. With the passion. Bruce Jenner and Kris Jenner. Arguably the hottest chick on the planet, dated Tyga, now dating Travis Scott, 2 rappers. I think when Trump says, let's make America great again, I think he's saying, let's get our women back. Because the hip-hop culture has messed up the word. That's what he said. Whatever he said is what he just said. Basically, in a nutshell, what Irv Gotti is saying is that the Kardashian has taken all the black men, and now he believes that the alt-right and the Supreme and the white supremacists, they want their women back. And that's the reason why they want to make America great again. Lamont, you know Irv. Is he right?
Let me put on my dancing shoes here, if you don't mind. I'm going to need a minute. Let me shine.
Oh,
wait.
Oh, that's right. He does. He just did, you know what I'm saying, reestablish Murder Inc. So he got records out.
Yeah, let me put on. You know what?
Hold on, Spud. I'm about to say, hey, man, play that song again. You playing the song?
Nah,
playing the song. Go ahead. Murder.
No. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Listen, man. Irv Gotti, you know, I still am a fan of. You know, I kind of thought Tails was whack, but you know, whatever. That's me. I might not be the demo, but I get it. I get everything he's doing. I also think this is like NABJ, clicks and views. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think Irv is an authority to even be speaking on this. Does he have an opinion? Absolutely. And everybody who has an opinion, I'm with it. But Irv, I need you to go back to the music. Let's just figure out how we're gonna get some more Tails on BET. You got some other projects that you're working. Let's focus on that, Playboy. Stay up out of that. You know what I mean? You know, you do what you do, but worrying about the white women and all that, that's not your lane, Playboy. So let's just stay in your lane. So that's still gonna get me in trouble, but it's all good in the hood, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, and I'm following your lead.
Whoa. What lead is that?
I mean, you know, if I'm gonna just take this train off the tracks, we just gonna just derail this whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, word. So you saying you about to mess around, come up short on some checks?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yep, pretty much.
So Irv gonna start assigning you to. Hey, Lamont, man, I got some work for you. I really want you to work this record in, Reading, Pennsylvania next week, man. But we ain't got no.
I really wanted you to work this record, Lamont. But I did hear what you said on your podcast, and I think I'm gonna go with somebody else this time.
Yeah, but it's cool. But
he essentially is gonna put Lamont on desk duty.
Yeah, but again, he was wrong for that. That was whack. Like, I don't know. That's just not his lane. I mean, I think that was kind of didn't make any sense, bro. Like, that's just foolishness, and we'll leave it at that, man.
So I'm gonna come a little bit different real quick and just say, since there's an opening for a rap over at Murder right now, since Lamont's out, listen, get at me. My number is 757. Nah, I agree with you, Lamont. He first of all, we got to know this. Before the Kardashians and before black men and white women but racism is a long-standing institution, and certainly there is some credibility to some pieces of what he's saying. But ain't a whole lot of white folks, ain't a whole lot of anybody other than people in a certain demo studying what Kylie and what's the other girl, Kelly Jenner or whatever her name is doing. They're not the ones. They're not the leaders of, not every.
Kylie Jenner's made $400-something million, man.
So
yeah,
what?
People paying attention to Kylie Jenner, man.
Yeah, but we can't listen, man. I know the crack man that done made like,
he ain't
100,000.
made no $467 million.
I know, but he made 100,000. So we can't base everything off the bread, man.
What?
No, you can't, Lamont. I mean, you can't, Spud.
No, everything is about money, man. No,
listen, man, there's lots of people who don't have it. There are lots of people who, first of all, the bulk of the people out here who are these neo-Nazis, the Ku Klux Klans, and all these types of folks here, they ain't even listening or checking for a Kardashian. They're not checking for them. So no, I mean, they're not the most important. And what did he say? She's the hottest woman in America, or some foolishness.
Right.
She ain't. I mean, please.
Kardashians is pretty up there.
Shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. God dang it.
They're whack, man. Let's be clear.
Thank you. They're whack.
The Kardashians is whack.
After the tape, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were done with Homegirl. We good.
They built an empire, man.
Off of a tape, bro. Shout out to Ray J. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ray J.
Yo,
Brandy's brother.
Man, leave Ray J alone. He a married man, dude.
Be cool, man.
What?
But, yo.
And again, with all due respect, Ray J's wife is hot. You know what I'm saying?
But you gonna get Kanye. You gonna mess around, make Kanye have to touch Ray J. Don't get Kanye. You know he emotional.
Well, let's get to the cactus. Ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the cactus of the week. This is where somebody says some stupid stuff throughout the week, and Maynard is going to make sure that they don't say that again. They got to choke on their words. So, Maynard, who might you be giving the cactus to this week? Can we just tread lightly this week too, man?
Nah, ain't gonna be no treading lightly. I'm going in.
Gotta ruffle feathers all the time, man.
I'm ruffling some feathers up in this piece. Feathers is getting ruffled. People got to know. Nah. Yo, so real talk. This whole Charlottesville thing and all that has brought a lot of people to the forefront. In the past, the state of Virginia had a attorney general. His name was Ken Cuccinelli. Ken Cuccinelli is famous for, they once called him the Cuccinator, because Ken Cuccinelli, after being attorney general, ran for governor. He lost. But one of the things he wanted to do is he wanted to insert the state into a woman's right to choose by saying she had to have certain types of ultrasounds before she could have an abortion. He wanted to block LGBT individuals from attending state colleges by telling admissions officers at state colleges that if you decide to discriminate against a LGBT student who may in fact be a state student, he may be an in-state student, that he would support the university's decision to discriminate against those people, saying that they're not a protected class. So he's had a cactus a long time coming. But the Charlottesville thing made CNNs and the MSNBCs and the Foxes to go out and find people who are versed on the state and bring them into the conversation. And in the conversation he had on CNN with Simone Shepherd, one of the homegirls, Simone made a comment, and as he started to talk, he made another comment, and he told her, "You need to shut up. My dude, you're not going to be disrespecting black women like that." And Simone Shepherd stood up for herself, and she made certain that he knew that, she was prepared to bring it. She ain't playing that. She wasn't having that disrespect. And my man, Ken Cuccinelli, you're not going to go around here disrespecting black women in that fashion. We ain't standing for it. For that, my dude, I hope you choke, not delicately, I hope you roughly, wildly choke on a cactus deep in your throat. I hope we can pour some tequila down behind that and make it burn all in your soul. Choke.
Jesus.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our show.
We ain't going to have him disrespecting our women. We ain't going to have him disrespecting our women on national TV.
Well, you ain't going to do nothing.
That ain't that. Who?
Me?
Nobody is. That's the problem. Black folks not going to do nothing.
Simone Shepherd stood up to him, and she took care of that.
And that's it's going to go. It's the same way that Ice Cube, stood up for Bill Maher, and Bill Maher went on and kept his job. And 5 years from now, 3 years from now, Bill Maher going to say the same stupid stuff. And it's going to go, okay, the black folks ain't going to do nothing, man. We're not going to do nothing.
You know that Ken Cuccinelli ain't got no state job.
You ain't going to be disrespecting black women. So what? They ain't going to do nothing.
Y'all killing me. Y'all won't. Y'all ain't standing for the black folk. Y'all just not standing.
Listen, I'm with you on the NFL. I'm prepared to sit down.
Shout out to my Lions. They got the W. Even though barely.
Now, so Lamont, let me just ask you this before we go.
Let's go.
Will you at least sit down during the national anthem?
I'm gonna keep it so.
Wait, before you answer, Maynard, let's see what his answer's gonna be. Ooh. Here comes the coonery.
I'm gonna tell you something. I was so nervous,
play it
right?
Again, Sam. Hey, they're playing my song, man.
Yeah, I was at a Yankee game the other day, right? Because the Tigers came in town, right? And I'm sitting there, and it was time to do the national anthem. And I was a little slow to get up, and everybody started looking at me.
Ooh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I'll stand up right now, sir.
But y'all see Marshawn Lynch said, "I ain't standing," and ain't nobody got no problem with that.
Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to no Marshawn Lynch. I bet Marshawn Lynch be like, I wish somebody would say something to y'all. But they're afraid of him after that damn press conference he did when he was like, "Man, I don't even want to be here. I'm only be here because I gotta be here. I don't want to lose $35,000."
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Exactly.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Exactly. Marshawn Lynch. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to Marshawn Lynch. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for the week. Thank you so very much. We'll be back again with another episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic on Tuesday. Y'all have a great week. Peace out.